I thought learning Spanish would be easy. I speak English fluently. I teach English. But the moment I started, I felt like a complete beginner. I couldn't pronounce the words, I messed up simple phrases, and I almost gave up. This is the raw truth of what happened when I tried learning Spanish. They say Spanish is easy if you speak English. They lied. From gendered nouns to verbs that change shape every second, I was lost. But somehow, I found my way. Let me take you on that journey. Introduction. Learning a new language always sounds exciting until you actually start. That's what happened to me. As someone who speaks and teaches English, I thought learning Spanish would be easy, at least a little. But I was wrong. What started as curiosity turned into frustration, confusion, and eventually, one of the best decisions I've ever made. Today, I want to share my full journey, how I struggled, learned, failed, and grew by trying to learn Spanish as an English speaker. And how it even helped me understand my own language better. Part 1: Why I started. So, let's rewind. Why did I decide to learn Spanish? Simple, because I was stuck in my comfort zone. I had been teaching English to others, helping them with pronunciation, grammar, vocabulary, but deep down, I felt I was losing the learner inside me. I wanted to feel the same struggle my students feel. And since Spanish is the second most spoken language in the world and very popular in the US, I picked it. I downloaded a few apps, watched a couple of YouTube videos, and began with basic phrases. Hola, hello, ¿cómo estás? How are you? Gracias, thank you, and so on. The first few days felt good. I could recognize words, repeat them, even write simple sentences. But then came the real challenge. Part 2: The shock of difference. I quickly learned that Spanish is not just English with an accent. The sentence structure was different. For example, instead of saying red car, Spanish says car red, coche rojo. Then, every noun had a gender, masculine or feminine, which totally confused me. Like, why is la mesa, the table, feminine, and el libro, the book, masculine? And then came the verbs. In English, we say I go, you go, we go. In Spanish, it changes, yo voy, tú vas, él va, nosotros vamos. Each subject has its own verb form, and I was just trying to remember hola. Pronunciation was another battle. The letter R in Spanish isn't like in English, it rolls off the tongue, and if you don't do it right, it can change the meaning entirely. I'd say a word and people would laugh, not because they were rude, but because I accidentally said something totally different. Part 4: My breakthrough moment. The real change came when I began thinking in Spanish. Not fluently, of course, but I'd walk into a room and ask myself, ¿Dónde está mi libro? Instead of, where is my book? Then one day, I had a full conversation with a Spanish-speaking friend. We spoke slowly, corrected each other, and laughed a lot, but it flowed. It wasn't perfect. But it was real. That's when I realized, I'm not just learning words. I'm connecting with people, with culture, with emotion. And surprisingly, it made me better at English. When I had to explain grammar differences to myself, I also saw how English worked, why certain words change, how verbs are structured, and why pronunciation matters. Part 5: What I learned. This journey taught me 3 big lessons. First, learning a new language is not about talent, it's about consistency. Even if you study 10 minutes a day, it adds up. Second, making mistakes is the fastest way to learn. Every time I used the wrong verb or said something awkward, I remembered it better the next time. Third, and most important, language is connection. When you speak someone's language, even a little, you're not just speaking words, you're respecting their identity. I now understand the fear and hesitation my English students feel. The blank mind. The fear of judgment. The embarrassment of mispronouncing. But I also understand the reward, the pride of understanding, the joy of expressing, and the power of communication. So, if you're learning English right now, I see you. I've felt what you feel. And if you've been scared to start learning a new language, do it. Not to be perfect, but to grow. Not just for grammar, but for confidence. Thank you for listening to my story. If you found it helpful or inspiring, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to English Academy, and comment below. Which language do you want to learn and why? Let's keep learning, one word at a time.